moment, I will be the best. Now it all starts with family, and that's me, the middle child, with 3 siblings. I started off with 4 wheels. I immediately transitioned to 2 wheels. We were in a family business, my dad in the truck there. Since it was a family business, my mom got in the loader on occasion. We were in a parade with our excavator. It was the bicentennial years. I graduated from Dow High in '81. I graduated from Central Michigan in '87. And after graduation, I went to Europe and volunteered for a couple months at YWAM. Went to Great Britain, Portugal, and Spain. I moved to Chicago to work, and I worked at HSBC for about 7 years. Married my wife Bridget. We did go back to Chicago at St. Patrick's Day. Graduated with my master's from Saginaw Valley. I had my first child came, Alex. This is all you need to know about Alex. He's a baseball guy. Found my way, fortunately, to the city of Midland. My second daughter, graduated from Midland High. She's now at the state as a freshman.
Go green.
This is really all you need to know about my daughter. And it ends with family.
Come on, man. Hi, everybody. I'm Daniel from Ace Hardware and Sports, and I've got huge savings for you today to get to know me a little bit better. I've got 3 children. My son Gregory turns 7 tomorrow. He's really into Pokemon. My daughter Georgia's 5. She's really into My Little Pony. And my daughter Winnie is 2. She's really into her mom. 2 of them are sick right now. I've been up since 3 a.m., so I've got a great deal for you. Buy 1, get 2 free. Even more than I love my children, I love my wife, Amy. She just celebrated her 29th birthday for the 4th time. She's not for sale. I love her too much. She sells Rodan and Fields products, and so here's a free sample for somebody. Before working at ACE, I worked for a for-profit software company called Blackbaud that specializes in fundraising software for nonprofits. You can buy shares for $92. And before working for Blackbaud, I went to the best school on the banks of the Red Cedar. There's a school next door to Wall, and you can go there too for $27,000 a year.
Okay, before you start the buzzer, this is a poem entitled Dan Tuma. My name is Dan, and I am a man. I'd like you to get to know me. So my titles are many, but describe me through and through. For instance, son, brother, cousin, and godfather are a few. I went to schools in Midland. I was a chipmunk, a Viking, and a chemic, and nothing rhymes with chemic, so I'll move on. I was a drummer, a runner, a captain, and a BPA national winner. Pioneer, bulldog, and I worked for Disney World, which helped me pay for my dinner. Panama City was next on my list. I worked as a cardinal at Gulf Coast, and as it turns out, I liked living in Michigan the most. So I came back to work at Alma and became a Scot, but I wanted to have my own business and said, hey, why not? So I started Dan Tuma Media, and my business network has grown. I'm a DJ, videographer, photographer, and a pilot with the drone. I have run out of time, you see, so I'll tell you the rest, but we have 3 days together, so I'll try to do my best.
All right, so I am Corinne. It needs to be introduced again. Corinne, as in a lot. For example, my pulse rate is 165. Okay, I am, in the last year, these are my pot. Junior League, Zonta, Fishtails, Mops, Girl Scouts, Vacation Bible School, Camp Director, Matrix, and we cannot forget OK, because I'm loving all the women here. I am in women and children organizations, causes, activities, because from last night's spilled milk to last weekend's women's scavenger hunt, I'm up for everything. Okay, so that's my passion. And still 180. Okay, all right, so I am in a lot. It is Corinne, and I'm in the class.
name is Andrea, and I'm here to spin a yarn for you today. I was born in the OC, but I'm not Gwen Stefani. I moved to Midland when I was 5, and I moved out west at 21. I came back 5 years ago to work in corporate sales, but I didn't fit the culture, which is really shocking, I'm sure. I found nature, nonprofit work, and my home at the Little Forks Conservancy. I've tried a lot of hobbies like roller derby, taxidermy, learning about alternative death culture, shearing a sheep, spinning the yarn, and knitting it into a sweater. I've also been a welder, I pin insects, and much, much more. My favorite hobby is volunteering in my community. I have a 7-year-old daughter, Effie, a cat, a dog named Pickles, and a small forest of houseplants, all in my tiny house, tucked into the woods, where I am blissfully, blissfully happy. Thank you.
The city of Flint is where her parents met. Then in 1992, they had a girl named Katie. She was me. In her years of childhood, she played soccer and did spelling bees. She grew up, she wanted to be Mia Hamm. But she was me, she was me, she was me, she was me. Not as good as Mia, she was me. When she started high school art class, her passion became photography. This might be the answer, just might be. To CMU she departed, so she took a chance and got that degree. Then a job at the Daily News it would be.
Good morning, I'm Dan, not Dan, or Daniel, but Dan the hospitality man, and I'm here to serve you. Firstly, I'm Dan the MSU Spartan. I want you to know that when you ask who will, I will, because a Spartan never gives up. I'm also Dan the Michigan man, because I cherish all 4 seasons, and with them, the wondrous bounty of this great state, which helped make me Dan the Wild Game Man, co-founder and executive chef for Gourmet Gone Wild, a nonprofit dedicated to exposing young professionals to the amazing benefits of being a hunter and gatherer. So, with my great service attitude, built on a culture of excellence, I hope you have faith in letting Dan the hospitality man make this weekend a great success.
Hi, I'm Sean Weiss. I'm the general manager of the Midland Mall. And while preparing this, I realized I'm kind of a nerd. I'm a TV nerd, movie nerd, sports nerd, and more importantly, Pokemon nerd. Level 33, Team Mystic! Did that feel organic to you guys? Because that was organic to me. I also love to golf. And golf, one of those games, some days you hit the ball well, some days you hit the ball poorly. But I have goals and aspirations to always improve. Maybe one day I can be as awesome as this guy. On the sports side, I love to root for little brother. And I love to see it when this happens. After graduating from Northwood, I got a job at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, where I left there because I no longer like to explain the difference between debit and credit cards. I then got into the mall business and started in the Midland Mall, or Meridian Mall in East Lansing, and was promoted all the way to Midland Mall here in this fine community.
I'm Steve Pawlowski, Tri-City Motor Speedway. You're going to know me through my shirts, because pants wouldn't be appropriate. I know I'm Casual Steve, which only comes out around twice a year, or when I'm sleeping, because most of the time I am Worker Steve, also known as Welder Steve, Plumber Steve, Electrician Steve, Mechanic Steve, or Builder Steve. Most of you see me as Chamber Steve, also known as Tall Guy in a Red Shirt, branded by my wife, by the way. People see me outside the chamber at a store ask what a red shirt is. I know they know me through the chamber, because I only wear it at chamber events. On race day, I am Racetrack Steve. Has my name on it. I have as yellow, so I don't get run over by race cars. You don't want my name on race day with the radio on, because Steve had a copy, Steve. The media's here to talk to you. Steve had a copy, Steve. Durant's got 15 minutes. Steve had a copy, Steve. Almost had a ones in the grandstands. Steve had a copy, Steve. Well, you get the point.
So my name's Michael Brzezinski, and I did a beer recipe on my experience. And many of you, I went to Michigan State, so we have Spartan barley that we're in this beer recipe. From there, we're going to add some chocolate for some Belgian chocolate. I did a study abroad program in Brussels, Belgium. Then we're going to add some coffee for the bean in Chicago, where I moved following graduation. Then we're going to add some golden oats, which will be representing CMU, where I went and did my master's program for the gold and burgundy colors. That's where moving back is where I met my wife, Jenny, so we're going to add some extra special malt for her. We got married in northern Michigan, so there's some northern Michigan hops in here, and then some English cream tea for Carl, the English cream golden retriever we just got. Millie would not let me bring beer, but I will brew this recipe for you guys to try.
Hey everybody, my name is Angie DiBiase and I'm from Bay City, and my playground growing up was the airport from an aviation family. All throughout school I played the flute and the piccolo. I was in the marching band and I still play. I started with Dow Aviation in 2002 and I am an FAA licensed dispatcher and I schedule corporate jets all over the world. My husband is, I met my husband at an aviation conference. He was a dispatcher, now he flies drones. And he's also Canadian, so we're a Canadian family. Go Canada. I have two sons, Colin 6, Luca 3, and they are our everything. I love being a boy mom, and I'm a mom first. I'm a dispatcher, and it is crazy. They definitely keep me busy. But I am excited to be here, to get to know all of you, and together make a difference in our community.
I'm Jeff. I wrote a poem for all of you this morning. It's not quite Dan's poem. I did it because this is the same way that I proposed to my fiance. I think it made her really uncomfortable. She ultimately said yes. It's not the same poem, so don't worry about it. It's called Hello, It's Me, because it's one of my favorite songs. It goes, good morning, everyone. My name is Jeff, and I'm lucky to be engaged to a beautiful girl named Steph. Her name is actually Steph. I have 3 older brothers, and I grew up in the Thumb. I don't drink too often, but when I do, I'm sipping on Coke and rock and roll. I'm the youngest in my family, and I happen to be a twin. When I was a kid, my brothers never let me win. I attended CMU, and I got 2 degrees. One of the quirky things about me, you might realize this, is when I sneeze, they always come in 3s. I recently took up golf, and I'm not very good, and mostly because I can't hit my stupid 3-wood. I work at Dow in Government Affairs, but because my office is on the 5th floor, I almost never take the stairs. And I tell you more, but I don't want to ruin 2 truths and a lie, so until later, I guess this is goodbye.
In a row. So the tale of Tom Z. Wood starts off with a little bit of water, and it starts off on the West Coast, where I grew up in Huntington Beach, California. This was not the view from my house, but it was pretty close, a quarter mile, until my parents moved me to Dallas, where the only water I had was my pool in my backyard, and I insisted on it, and I'm glad that my dad obliged and found a house with a pool. And then I moved eventually up to Oklahoma, where I met my beautiful wife in Stillwater, Oklahoma, near a lake. And you can see the theme carries on with the H2O as I moved on then to Washington, D.C. and joined the Navy, where I spent a little bit of time on the water on an aircraft carrier and a submarine. Eventually I moved to Dow Chemical and survived through Hurricane Ike, where 2 weeks after my daughter was born, we evacuated and avoided that deluge. Then we moved on to Baton Rouge, where we survived through and eventually to Michigan.
Some data. We're a data-driven society. I'm a provider of food and maintainer of habitat for 1 husband, 1 teenager, and 1 10-year-old. 3 dogs, 4 cats, 9 chickens, 6 ducks, 1 goat, 10 rabbits, and in 2 weeks, 2 horses. I'm a dispenser of advice, love, and sometimes loans to 2 children in their 20s. I am a poet, historian, writer, professor, colleague, and supervisor. I'm a landlord to 4 households in 2 counties. I am a debtor to many. I'm a moderate, liberal, Midwest feminist academic. I'm a citizen of the world, whatever that means, and a seeker of meaning. I'm a daughter, wife, sister, mom, niece, and I look forward to being a grandparent. I'm not afraid to grow old, and I'm proud of going gray. I'm addicted to processed sugar, carbs, and Netflix. I don't know how I'm going to do without my Netflix for 3 days. And each day I strive to be kind. That's mine.
It's Thursday, guys. It's Throwback Thursday. Listen up, all you awesome leaders. Got a story for you because you ate my readers. She was born in the Mitten State, but then grew up in the Buckeye State. After college, moved to Natty. Starts taking pictures and making babies happy. A guy walks in and sees me, starts texting her, puts a ring on it, and now he rides next to her. See her running, her Jeep is bumping. Travels the globe and does lots of jumping. Music comes on, Lucy starts to dance, try to battle her. You stand no chance, karaoke cover. Hot somebody love her, sit down and get your hair braided by her. Works at Northwood and is back in school with a baby on the way. She still wants to move.
Hi, my name's Lori Ireland, and I am not a native of Midland, but grew up in Rochester Hills and went to Rochester High School and was a Falcon. After graduation, I went to Michigan State for a year and then transferred to Wayne State for 2 years where I focused on math and science. I cut my education short and married my high school sweetheart, Brett Ireland, when we moved to Houghton, where he finished his degree in forestry at Michigan Tech University. When we graduated, we moved back to Rochester Hills, and we began our family, where I had Aaron and Lee. And once they started school, I went back to work and started working with Chemical Bank. I changed careers recently, 2 years ago, and I now work at Midland County Habitat for Humanity as a community outreach coordinator. My kids are growing now, and one lives in Kentucky, the other one in Muskegon, and they have given us 3 beautiful grandchildren.
Hello everybody, my name is Chelsea Rowley, and one thing about me is I love to cook and I love to bake. So welcome to Chelsea Rowley's Cooking School. First of all, today we're going to be whipping up some of my famous Chelsea chocolate chip muffins. We have a few traditional ingredients like our sugar and chocolate chips, but we also have some non-traditional ingredients that make these extra special. The first of these would be an Alma College t-shirt because I'm an Alma College alumni. Go Scots! Second would be a Loons Great Lakes Loons sweatshirt because I work for the Great Lakes Loons. That's where I got my start with the Michigan Baseball Foundation. A beer because I helped start the Larkin Beer Garden. A bike because I helped launch the Bike Midland program. And now, a little coaster representing the state of Michigan because I work for the state of Michigan now. With that, voila, Chelsea's famous chocolate chip muffins. Somebody wants one.
There. My name is Gwendolyn Cordy, and I was established on April 6, 1900 and something. Some of the places that I've lived in Michigan from the age of 1 to 20 were Birmingham, Ortonville, Goodrich, Grand Blanc, and Davison. After my second year of college, and at 20 years old, I said, "See you later, Michigan," and headed to the South. Well, I was married in 1997 to a career Navy man. Kevin Cordy served his 20 years as a helicopter crew chief. While in Virginia, I lived in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, and finally settled down in Suffolk. My son Brendan was born on 8/4/99, and my daughter Haley June followed on 2/12/02. Over the years, I've held several different careers, starting with a mutual funds company, visual designer, retail management, and finally a recruiter. I finished my bachelor's degree in business management in 2007, and although we loved our time in Virginia, my heart still longed for another. In 2012, we packed up the RV and trekked up 800 miles back home.
for everything I got in my life. Learning nothing would ever be handed to me. I would have to make my own path. This isn't a movie or something you'd read about in a magazine. This was my childhood and the principles that I carried throughout my life. These are a few things you don't know about me. My parents owned a hair salon and a nonprofit boxing gym for at-risk youth. So I basically grew up in a boxing gym and a hair salon. Yes, I know how to box, and yes, I could probably lay you all out, but I'm not a boxer at heart. While having good hair, that's a must. I am a fighter for myself and for others. I have an unwavering commitment to my community and helping those in need. I'm 100% extrovert, big picture oriented, extremely excitable, unorganized, and curious. I'm a free spirit, I'm terrified of frogs, and I even have a rock collection, not the music kind. I genuinely love people, and I love Midland. And my passion in life is helping others find their purpose, and there's nowhere else I would rather do it than Midland.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I thought I was well. I'm Shannon Tate, and this is my life as a bucket list. I was born, Tyndall Air Force Base, Panama City, 19-something or other to, wow, someone else's phrase. My family moved to Midland. My dad was on the police force. My mom was an Avon lady, had 2 sisters. Thank you. Good education, yes, that's important. Graduated from Midland High, went to Michigan Tech. Got married twice. 2 kids, Brian and Grant, and my puppies. Love my puppies. And my favorite thing, Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Erica Garrison style. Born in Bad Axe, December 1985. I graduated 04, went to Ferris, then to Delta. I bled blue as a hatchet, went to state for track and field. Then my dad died, moved home with mom. Accounting major then, moved to the nasty Saginaw Valley till 2010. Was an accountant, didn't like it. Health insurance is what I will sell you now. Moved to Midland, you guys my husband. We have 2 dogs, reno our house. We have 2 babies, I call them crazies. But you see, we'll never leave, because Midland is the best place we could be. Midland style.
Catherine Tate. My mom does drugs, my son told his teacher, and I began to wonder, how did this happen? To understand this series of unfortunate events, we must begin in a small town in Indiana on October 29, 1981. No child born next to a graveyard that close to Halloween could ever produce much in life. At 7, I experienced a traumatic move to the city where I was bullied for my love of Purdue. It was a wonder that I graduated. But I made it to Purdue, where I spent 8 years. Sure, I completed 2 degrees, got married, and established a career. But in 2008, we were uprooted to Midland, a uniquely quaint town. There, amidst the Great Recession, I found a dismal job working for Social Security. 8 depressing years later, I stumbled onto a job at the Legacy Center addressing the opioid crisis, and my life's path became clear. And I realized it's no wonder why I do drugs, or do things with drugs. I mean, do things so people don't do drugs, or so my son says.
Okay. Jumbo and Caraboonie, everybody, or hello and welcome to the Kilimanjaro Safari Ride. Go ahead and slide on over and take your seats. Place any loose belongings in the net bags in front of you, as we're headed on our 2-week safari, and it's going to be a very bumpy ride. Here in Harambe, we say twine, so let's go. My name's Amy Dooley, and in 2002 I did the Walt Disney World College program, working with international cast members from Kenya, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. Disney taught me how to provide world-class guest service, and they taught me that creating a magical moment for a family doesn't take much extra time or money at all. I took those lessons with me to Target after college where I did something, learned how to be basically the leader I want to be, a servant leader who helps others to reach their highest potential. Now I'm back on a big, giant bus as the supervisor for the City of Midland Dial-A-Ride, where I help keep you Midland Modern Explorers moving.
Okay. I'm Vicki Wakeman. I'm not at all artistic. I can't dance or draw or sing, but I love to read and wordsmith, so this little rhyme is what I bring. Put me on a stage, let me educate, present, inform. Ask me to talk about myself in front of 30, I'd rather crawl back to my room. Born and raised in Mount Pleasant, with college summers spent up north, tended bar on Mackinac Island, and yes, it always smells a little like something from a horse. Met my future husband while I was working, which is a bit cliche. 10 years, 3 cities, 2 dogs, a wedding, 1 child, and together I think we'll stay. I used to be adventurous, skydiving, ice climbing, and more. Now my biggest adventure is making it safely across the toy-strewn floor. I like statistics, research, order, really figuring out the why. As a lifelong Lions fan, that all goes right out the window, but hey, at least they try. I'm really not a morning person. I hate waking up before dawn. Thanks for listening to my little history. My minutes surely must be gone.
Okay, so my name's Amanda. I cannot rhyme, and honestly, you don't want to hear me sing. So here are my ABCs. A is for Amanda, that's my name. B is for bear. I saw one this year in the Grand Tetons. It was awesome. Let me know if you want to see the video of me freaking out. C is for a cat. I have one. D is for a dog. I also have one of those. She's a Shiba Inu named Rush, and she's 25 pounds of feistiness. E, I didn't have anything for that. F is for my favorite 4-letter word. Maybe you'll get to hear it. It's food, obviously. G is for gray. The color of my truck, his name is Frank the Tank, and he's awesome. H is for housing and homelessness. That's the field I work in. I'm skipping I. J is for Johnson, obviously my last name. K is for kayaking and catch a can. I did that last year and it was awesome. L is for laughter. I have a loud laugh, so you'll hear it often. Just know it's entertaining. M is for Midland Area Homes. I've been there 8 years, 2 as an AmeriCorps member, and 6 as a real employee. N is for November, the month I was born, November 25th. I fully expect some happy birthday emails. And T is for twin. I have one. And nobody needs to know anything else.
All right, hello everyone, my name is Dan Reimer. I might, like most adults, don't have a lot of free time, but when I do, I like to watch a good movie. So this is basically my life to take me through movies. I was actually born, grew up, went to college, and currently live all within 10 minutes from where I'm standing right now, the great city of Midland. After graduation from Northwood in 1998, this is what my adult life actually looked like. Then in 2003, my son Colin was born, and this movie is not good for parenting tips. Started my career at Remax in 2005 and went on to purchase the company later this year. I've sold some real gems over the years. My family grew in 2012 as my beauty Christina and her son Kale came into my life, and what an amazing 5 years this has been. A depiction of what I got myself into. And if my life could not get any crazier, we have another little boy due next month.
My name is Krista, and we're going to play Pictionary so that you can learn a few things about me. Let me know when my timer starts. Am I good? Okay, so you guys have to guess because it's like Pictionary.
Dinosaur. Hey.
These are my 3 favorite things.
Dog.
Yeah,
dog. Palm trees.
Florida. Beach. Okay, move on to the next one. Ah!
Driver.
Oh my God! Michigan. Go blue.
Blue.
Soccer.
That's soccer.
Pool.
Golf.
Baseball.
Bowling.
Wimbledon.
Volleyball.
Realtor.
Woo!
name's Andrew Collinger, and I love Post-it notes. Not kidding, love them. Love them almost as much as I like whiteboards. They are great tools. I use them a lot in my job at the MAC Center for Public Policy. One of the ways that I get to use the tools is to design things like an empathy map, which is what I use to basically help understand my users and my customers a lot better. So today I thought I'd actually turn the empathy map on me. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself via the empathy map. Graduated from Midland High School, go Chemics. Went on to go and study at Hillsdale College. While at Midland High and while at Hillsdale, I actually got to run cross country and track. Since coming out of college, I've had the privilege of running a couple of marathons, including Boston. I went away to Atlanta for my first job, came back to Midland for another job. That's also where I met my beautiful wife, Ann, who she and I love to travel the world together. I'm very involved in our family, including volunteering. We have a menagerie of pets, but more importantly, we're expecting our first, and as I've clearly understood and really coming beyond new experiences, that none of that matters, and all of this is about to change. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kaylee, wife to Ryan and mother of 2, and although it's a challenge, that's not all that I do. I'm from a small town not far from here, but my first move to Midland was right after my senior year. I met my husband and we moved away to the land of maple syrup and hockey, eh? You already know I'm an accountant, it's true. It's probably no surprise I love sticky notes and planning out my to-dos. I prefer to stay busy with all kinds of activities, board meetings, playdates, and volunteering. With my kids, I do puzzles, wear capes, and roar like a dinosaur. At the end of each night, I'm usually done for. In the chance I find myself a spare moment or two, I like crafting and reading and getting massages that make me feel just like new. I love coffee and baking and Amazon Prime. My stomach turns at the thought of not being on time. Of the places I've lived, and there's been a few, there's no place like Midland, and I'm proud to live and work here with you.
Alright, so I'm Callie Taylor and I'm going to paint for you today. Can't do it all because I only have a minute. So I am born and raised here right in Midland, Michigan. Went to Bullet Creek High School where I met and started dating what would eventually be my husband. My husband is a crazy fanatic of sports, Boston Red Sox and MSU. Go Green!
Go ahead.
Woo! After many years of having to watch way too many games, I became a fan myself. Stayed local, went to SVSU, got my undergrad, proceeded to travel. We love Cabo, we love Paris, we love anything tropical. Nothing keeps us away for too long though, because of our 2 fur babies at home.
What?
Oh, very cool.
Oh, okay.
Piece of music this morning. There we go. So 1976, that's the year the Concorde took flight. Gas was 52 cents a gallon. Rocky became a household name, but there were some other great picks of 76, one of my favorites. Everybody knows me. Apple. And me, I'm Chris Kamara. I grew up down south where I played football, soccer, and golf. I learned how to talk funny down yonder, by the way. So should I come back up north, I tended to ponder. I went to an all-boys Catholic military high school, but also graduated from state twice. Not the other school that we all hate, right? Went to fire school in '94. 10 years later, I went to the police academy, and today I command a night shift, but at the police department, I wear some other hats to make my life swift. I sit on the Honey Baked Ham board of directors, and it causes me to roam around the country, but I always look forward to touching down at MBS and to my incredible boys and my beautiful wife.
would be nice to get to know everybody. I know not everybody knows me. I'm Jennifer Boyer. I'm not a lawyer. I plan for emergencies. It takes a lot of energy. Oh, but I need some time off for some emotion. That flood nearly did me in. And when it's relaxing time, well, it takes a good wine, baby. So let's hit the door. Because I gotta relax. I need some fun because I gotta have time. I gotta relax. Let's have a good time.
Can't really hear that good. You can hear it, okay. My name is Gail Sarnowski. I'm a commercial lender at Chemical Bank in City, Michigan. Went to Saginaw Valley in my accounting degree. Married my husband Dennis. Had my 3 kids. And I became a commercial lender at Chemical Bank. Yeah, bank. So if you need a business loan, come and see me. Yeah, me. Singing I love Midland, Mich. Let's do something great with our leadership. Yeah, I love Midland, Mich. Come on this journey and enjoy with me. Woo! I was off by 1 second, so.
Many of you may know me. My name is Rodney Relton as the Deputy Chief of Police. But I would like to introduce you to the man, you know this right here, to the man behind the badge. Oh, snot knots are sticking too hard. Snot knots. I'm 48 years old. I'm married for the 2nd time. We have 4 kids together, ranging from 12 to 21. Holy shit. I'm a Heartland, Michigan boy, Livingston County. I graduated from Michigan State. A lot of Spartans here. Go Green!
Go White!
I got my basic police training at the Mid-Michigan Police Academy in Lansing Community College. My first job was a Perry police officer. I came to Midland in 1993. I've had a great career. I've been a patrolman, a SWAT team leader, and a member for 17 years, a patrol sergeant, patrol lieutenant. I've been a deputy chief. I've been a deputy chief since March of 2012. Next year, November 2018, I'll have 25 years of service. I am retiring. I will need a retirement job. So anybody needs something, I need a job next year. Here we go, sorry. When I'm not injured, I love to run. I've completed 9 marathons, including Boston. I'm a craft beer drinker. I love to drink IPAs. The only drawback when you drink IPAs, I pee a lot. I'm an avid motorcyclist. I've been through 39 states on my motorcycle. I'm a boater. I have a playhouse up on Wixom Lake. Indian River, inland waterway is the greatest place to be. Now we're at the end, and I know what you all are thinking. And yes.
No.
Yes, that is a cell phone in my pocket, but I'm very happy to be here.